When will I be good enough to be all I wanna be? When?
So where has it come from? So suddenly in your life you have your third child and suddenly you're in hospital in Bristol, in the UK. What happened? Why?
Look, I think that the scarring process, which is MS, had probably been happening for a while, and the overload of the circumstances of my life. Having a child is a big load, and it was my third child, and I was nearly 40. And I'd recently lost all my possessions in a house fire, moved countries, was teaching in a inner city school in Bristol. So all of those crises, one on top of another, I think just pushed my body beyond what it was capable of dealing with. And so the scarring became inflamed. I've got scars all over my brain. I now have a scar behind my eye, so in my retina, where the macula is, on my right side. And that scarring in my brain, in my central nervous system, brought out all of those symptoms. And I had no, I was completely physically exhausted. So I had no reserves to fall back on. And my whole body just said, no, I'm going on holiday just for a little while. And so when I went to that meditation weekend, and I found that same bliss again that I'd found in hospital, then I realised that I had to learn to live in that space, because that was the space that was going to make it possible for me to exist as somebody in a wheelchair with 3 young children. And so it was a double thing. It was, I want to live in this space, I want to live in this peace, and I want to teach other people in crisis how to live in this peace.
And I mean, you already touched on it, but how do you quantify that peace? You know, what is that peace for you?
It's acceptance of your circumstances. It's acceptance and surrender to your circumstances. And I don't just mean acceptance as this is my lot and I'm still going to feel sorry for myself. It's this is my lot and I'm going to welcome it and see what I can do with that.
Yes.
That's peace. It's no resistance, complete and deep relaxation to what is.
So why these experiences in your life?
Lots of people have offered reasons. One reason that someone has suggested is so that I can teach people who have suffered, because I've known what suffering is. And if there is a reason, that's the closest that I can come to.
Yeah.
I tend not to look for reasons in my life. I tend to just to accept what is and work with that. And if there is a reason, then it will work its way out as it comes through. I now teach people with chronic illness and people in crisis, people with post-traumatic stress syndrome and depression and chronic illness, people who are dying. I had one of my patients die at the beginning of this year, and from diagnosis to only a few weeks before she died, she was seeing me once a week for meditation and relaxation, and because she knew that I could relate to her circumstances and she could be completely honest with me in a way that she couldn't with other people. So we would spend half an hour every week doing relaxation, and then half an hour meditation, and then either before or after we'd have a chat about what was happening in her life. And so for me to be able to do that with authenticity from my own experience is very valuable.
It's huge.